Hello and welcome to the 2018 Knuckleheads NFL Draft. You know, a few of us here at Knuckleheads, we love college football, we love the NFL, and there's one event that brings them both together. That, of course, the NFL Draft. So, we got a few analysts over here. We got PJ Clark, Julian Barron, Ben Cause, Tate Sigworth, and of course, the best one here, myself. So we thought, we're at home all the time, we're watching our televisions, we say, we can do better than that. That was a horrible pick. So here's our opportunity. So what we're doing, all of us have a different favorite NFL team. So we're picking for our favorite team and also 5 different random teams, and 3 teams are not represented. The Chiefs, the Texans, and the Rams, because they do not have first round picks. So without further ado, Tate Sigworth, our resident, cautiously optimistic Browns fan with the first pick.
With the first overall pick in the Knuckleheads 2018 NFL Mock Draft, the Cleveland Browns will select Sam Darnold, quarterback, USC.
I think it's the right pick. He's the best quarterback in the draft. I know PJ probably disagrees with me.
No,
I think he's the best quarterback in the draft. They need a quarterback in the future, so great pick.
Yeah, I don't even think it's a question. Sam Darnold is the best quarterback in this draft. The things he did at USC were absolutely spectacular. I think the Cleveland Browns, they've got a situation, I'm not trying to do any foreshadowing, but they got some defensive ends and they got some quarterbacks up in the top of the first round here. This is a dream come true for the Cleveland Browns. They will not pass up on Sam Darnold.
For me, after his pro day, it was all said and done. What the performance he put on in a near monsoon was astounding. And if you had any concerns about the turnovers, about the hand size causing the interceptions, the fumbles, what he did in the rain should kind of clone those.
Quick and short, you nailed it.
Thank you, Ben.
With the second overall pick in the 2018 Knuckleheads Draft, the New York Giants select.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
Josh Rosen.
I like it. I think Josh Allen's better, but I like that they're going quarterback. They need a quarterback in the future. I think Eli Manning, unfortunately for Ben, is not going to last that long. So, good pick.
Yeah, I also think that Josh Allen is better than Josh Rosen, but I do think that the Giants need a quarterback in the future. I wasn't expecting them to do it here. I don't think that this is the right place for them to make that choice, and I don't think that they will make that choice there, but I do think that it makes sense for them in the long run.
Listen, I think Josh Allen, I think we can all agree that Josh Rosen, rather, comes in and is the best quarterback on day one next year.
I agree.
I don't.
I think he's most pro ready, yeah.
Which is why it's interesting to me for the Giants to make that pick, being that he likely will not play next year. But I think learning from a quote-unquote Hall of Fame quarterback like Eli Manning can't hurt a guy. I think he's going to have some attitude problems. I think that's a known thing, but the Giants need to take a quarterback here. You picked a good one.
I agree. It's definitely got to be a quarterback here for the Giants. I think Rosen's a solid pick, especially if Darnold's gone. Looking at the other quarterbacks, I think Rosen has to be the one at 2 if Darnold's gone at 1.
Easily. That's my thought process.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
We were so simple, too. We were so simple. Oh, we were so simple.
This is so extra. This doesn't need to happen.
I wonder who this could be.
Doesn't need to happen, but it's going to.
You're picking
That
Mark
jersey's
Sanchez.
8 times too big.
You're picking Mark Sanchez.
This is all kinds of stupid.
With the third overall pick in the 2018 Knuckleheads NFL Draft, the New York Jets will select Baker Heisman Mayfield, Oklahoma University.
University of Oklahoma.
Oh. I like Baker. I like his competitiveness, but this is the type of pick. Oh my goodness. This is the type of pick this is why the Jets boo their pick every year.
Facts.
This is a bad pick. They love mediocrity. They love hating your team. So it's perfect for hating your team.
Baker Mayfield. Yeah, you should. Baker Mayfield, splendid athlete. I will give you that. He's an excellent athlete. This guy really is. When you talk about talent, he's got it. But the problem here is his attitude. The problem is his inability.
That's just
I'm sorry.
wild.
Whose turn is it to talk? Mine. All right. So I just really think that Baker Mayfield is gonna be what I would like to call an NFL red flag. The teams know it. His attitude is it's really gonna hit him down. It's gonna put him towards the lower part of the first round. And I don't think that the Jets will take him, but I do respect your opinion wholeheartedly.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think the Jets trade up to get Baker Mayfield. I think it's one of the 3 of Sam or the 2 Joshes. I don't think it's Baker.
Sir?
I think this draft pick, like your current attire, it's a fool. Like you look like a fool, and taking Baker here at 3 would just be a foolish pick by the Jets.
I don't understand how any of you arrived to that conclusion. I understand that I'm higher on Baker Mayfield than a lot of people are.
That's definitely true.
I understand.
I love
I
Baker.
get that. I don't understand how you think that they didn't have to trade up to 3 for him, especially after the news came out today, literally today, that they canceled the meeting with Josh Allen.
Mhm.
You're not moving up to 3 to take a guy who you're not meeting with privately.
Okay, but maybe they canceled the meeting with Josh Allen because they already know that they're going to take him.
You're not going to have a guy who's never been in your facility as the 3rd overall pick.
You could.
It's happened
actually.
before.
It's happened multiple times.
I hope the
happened
Jets
at
don't
number
make
1.
that.
Yeah.
Thank you, PJ.
Oh boy.
All right.
You better do it. I hope you do.
Matthew, please. Oh, should I wear the headband for this?
You should. I think it's a good look for
I
you.
think it's too.
I
I'll
think
take
you
off the jersey. I'll go back to the official.
The headband is definitely a good move. Matthew, what do you got?
Baker Mayfield's turned me into a pro headband guy.
I know this might be unpopular.
Oh gosh, so
Please
you're not
don't.
going to get
No.
choked.
Don't please.
With some in the room.
Please. Please do it.
With the
It's the
fourth-
correct pick.
With the 4th overall
love it.
pick in the Knuckleheads 2018 NFL mock draft, the Cleveland Browns will select Bradley Chubb.
Okay,
Fantastic.
great pick.
Absolutely
Great.
fantastic.
Yep.
How dare you?
Okay, all right.
Hold on, before we start this, I think realistically they're gonna trade. I talked to Julian, who has the Bills, because I think the Bills-Browns will actually happen. I think there's some things happening there. Julian wasn't biting. It's fine. I think in real life the Browns trade out of this pick, but if they are here, they take Chubb.
And from this point forward, let's start putting positions before, because it's going to start getting confusing.
Oh man.
He's the second best player in the draft, but I would have gone Saquon Barkley here. I mean, Sam Darnold and Saquon Barkley transforms an offense. I think best player in the draft with the best quarterback in the draft would have been the easy move here. But I mean, I guess Chubb and Gary is pretty scary. So I like the pick, but I would have gone Barkley here.
I mean, we all know that out of anybody in this room, Tate knows the Cleveland Browns best, and the Cleveland Browns, they love themselves quarterbacks and defensive ends in the first round. So this, to me, is not a shocking move, and I think this will definitely be their move.
Thank you, Julian.
Duke Johnson is good. I wouldn't just completely throw him out of the way. And I think a defensive game changer like Bradley Chubb, especially a pass rusher, is pass rusher is the most important position in today's NFL on the defensive end. You need a defensive end in order to rush the passer in a league where passes are dropping back 60 times a game. You need somebody to get pressure. Bradley Chubb can do that.
Him and Myles Garrett, dangerous.
I was going to say that. Myles Garrett, Bradley Chubb coming off the edge. Any offensive line's terrified of that. But you can't pass up on a generational running back.
Thank you.
You very easily
you
can,
absolutely
and
can.
you should.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
And I just did.
Leonard Fournette.
Oh!
Ben Coss, with our 5th pick now. Denver Broncos are on the board.
Julie and I just patiently waiting for our turn.
Yes.
Denver Broncos, pick number 5. With the 5th pick in the Knuckleheads 2018 mock draft, the Broncos select.
I like how he writes it before he says it. No, wait.
Gosh.
Oh my, wow.
Okay.
Case Keenum is not the quarterback of the future.
Okay.
Oh.
I have takes. Can I go first on
No,
this?
you can't.
No,
We're going around the table. Like we
Okay.
used to go
Chadwick
first.
doesn't look like he's ready.
No, he's
Um,
ready. He's ready.
I'm
I'm
riled.
This is the right pick. I think Josh Allen is the best quarterback available. I thought he was the best quarterback available at 3.
Well, you can like.
So I think this is the right pick for Denver. They need a quarterback. John Elway, that's his guy. Josh Allen, big arm. It's gonna be really good.
Denver doesn't need this. To me,
Case
this
Keenum's
doesn't make
not
any.
the future.
To me, this doesn't make any sense. Josh Allen, excellent athlete, great quarterback. I personally, he's my favorite quarterback in this draft. I'm not saying he's the most talented. Sam Darnold is, but he's my favorite. Josh Allen is. With that said, Denver, they really need to address the loss of Aqib Talib. That to me seems like something that they really need to address. And to me, I mean, yes, Case Keenum, maybe he's not the answer in the long run, but to address that with the number 5 pick in the draft, that's not how they built the dominant defense that they have.
Case Keenum or not, I think this Denver team is a lot more than just a cornerback, or a lot more than just Saquon Barkley, or a lot more than just anybody pretty much you could take at 5 from competing. I think this team is worse than people think they are, especially without Talib. Denzel Ward, Mike Hughes, Minka could have been picks here. I don't like Josh Allen. But I think Case Keenum is a 2-year solution at most, so I think it makes sense. I think Buffalo trades to 5. Is
I was
how I
gonna say
think
that.
this ends up.
And they could easily take a DB at what, 12?
Yeah,
That'd be
I
perfect.
think Josh Allen actually ends up in the 5 slot, just not to Denver.
Mm.
I think they're not going to go quarterback here because you have Keenum. You also have Paxton Lynch, who they went for. They used a high pick on Paxton, who's relatively unproven at the time. I don't think they're going to go quarterback here. I think they're going to go Denzel or Minka. I think a lot of people agree with me, including the experts, which mean I am in the right here, obviously.
of course, yeah.
Because the experts are always
Naturally.
always correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, alright.
Thanks, Ben. And,
All right. So now this gets disgusting.
We already see what's happening here.
Oh, hello.
He looks
Sixth
worse
pick
than I did.
in the
I can agree.
2018 Knuckleheads NFL Draft. Easiest pick of the draft. Saquon Barkley, the greatest running back prospect since Adrian Peterson himself. Would you like to go first?
You know, I don't know if I disagree with your last statement there. I think that he probably is the greatest running back prospect, the best one in my opinion since Adrian Peterson. With that said, Indianapolis, they like Mac. You know, they really do. And I think they have more pressing needs. I think a cornerback would have been a good move for them, or just a defensive back in general. So I don't necessarily agree with this pick, but I do think Saquon is a great athlete.
Listen, I think I've, on various Knuckleheads platforms, have made my point clear that I don't believe drafting running backs in the first round, much less the top 10, is a smart idea. That being said, Jacoby Brissett needs some help. Saquon Barkley is good at football.
Jacoby Brissett needs some help.
Andrew Luck will never play football again.
Oh,
I've also
right,
made
yeah.
that clear.
Yeah.
Indianapolis is a team that is not one player away either, especially without Andrew Luck. But he's talented. I don't agree from a value standpoint, but I agree from a talent one.
I think the Colts were set to take Saquon at 3, and moving back 3 picks and still getting the guy that they wanted paid off. It's exactly what they needed.
I agree. I think that's a great point. And I think they're probably going to go Saquon here because he is an unbelievable talent. Was tempted with the Browns pick at 4, but at the end of the day, as a Browns fan, I'm happy with Carlos Hyde and Duke Johnson Jr. I think it's a great pick for the Colts.
Yeah, my reasoning is actually because of Tate's pick at 4, I was thinking about taking Bradley Chubb over Saquon Barkley. But now that he's there, I mean, he's the best running back since AP, next Marshall Faulk. Easy. It's easy.
No.
Easy pick. Best player in the draft. It's easy. At 6,
PJ, you're up.
Okay.
Thank you, Max.
This is where it gets kind of interesting for me.
Should it though? Should it? Should it be interesting here? I don't think so.
I think I'm going to go a little bolder here than people would think. This is not my prediction on. This is my prediction of what I think will happen, not what I think should happen.
no, this is should. You're drafting as the general manager, right?
Yeah, I'm drafting as the general manager of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think,
Which means that you're addressing need, right?
yeah, I'm addressing a need. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's the best necessarily pick, but I will explain my reasons once you criticize me for it. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, unlike the above teams, pretty much, I believe are one player away from competing.
I agree.
I really like this team.
Yeah.
That's why, with the 7th overall selection in the 2018 Knuckleheads draft, Tampa Bay Buccaneers will stay in state and select Derwin James, safety from Florida State.
Okay, so my problem, I love Derwin James. I think he's a top 10 prospect, and that's around where I take him. But with Minka Fitzpatrick on the board, he's the best safety in the draft.
Nailed it.
Listen, I knew that was coming.
Okay, I just want to point something out. Tampa Bay Buccaneers had the worst secondary in terms of yards given up last
Absolutely
year.
awful.
Safeties can only do so much. They're safeties for a reason. They're safety valves, right? The guys up front have to be playing close to the receivers.
I know.
Minka Fitzpatrick can do both. He can do both. And he does them both really well. So why they would pick Derwin James, even though he's a great player, over Minka Fitzpatrick, simply on a versatility standpoint, it doesn't make any sense to me.
I love Derwin James. I'm a huge fan of Derwin James. But again, Minka Fitzpatrick's on the board. How can you not take the best defensive back in the draft?
Derwin, he's not developed as much as Minka. Minka is game ready on day 1. Derwin needs some more development. He currently is just a lot of instinct, and he has athleticism and the body, and like he is there. He just needs to put it all together. Minka is a better prospect than Derwin James. I think that's just a wrong pick.
All right.
Now, my argument for this
Oh, okay. He gets an argument.
Okay, cool.
is that Derwin James, you're staying in state, you're playing the Florida State card, which I think it does take into account.
Okay.
I think that is taken into account.
I-
That's what
I
I take
agree.
into account here.
Yeah.
Now, as you said, Derwin James is an instinctual player. Did you not say that, Tate?
Yep.
Derwin James reminds me a ton of Jamal Adams, who was great this year at times for the Jets. Showed flashes,
At times.
but he also couldn't catch the ball. Was not a great ball hawk, which I don't think Derwin James is going to be. But I think Derwin develops into a top safety in the league, whereas Minka, I think, is a better plug and play now. Down the road, I think Derwin's the better player.
But it's not what the Buccaneers need now to contend. What you just said they're one player away. You
Yeah.
plug Minka Fitzpatrick in. They are a playoff team. Why would you want
the
you
AFC is
say that
strong.
he's going to be good later? Derwin James, they don't have
Listen,
time
I
to sit
think
and
James- I
wait.
think
Jameis
James now.
Jameis Winston will be gone in free agency.
James Winston will not be leaving.
Yes, he will.
I'll
Yes,
make
he
you a bet on that.
No.
All right,
James
thank
is
you,
a
PJ.
buck for life.
I told you I was
He
going
is
to cause
growing
some
this
controversy.
draft.
That opinion was
Can you
rather
take this
valid.
seriously, please?
All right, it's my first pick of the night, so shut up.
I
Here
told
we
you I
go.
was about to get controversial.
Boys and girls, we are going to Chicago, the Windy City, and I don't think this is a very difficult pick. If anybody disagrees with me, I cannot wait to hear why.
Do it.
This is so
Do it.
This is
It should be guard Quentin Nelson.
Best player in the draft.
Great.
Fantastic.
home run. This is a home run pick. I think Quentin Nelson is a top 3 player in this draft. I think that it's the easiest pick. The Bears needed an offensive lineman. They needed a guard. It's easy. He's the best player available by far. It's the easiest pick, home run pick.
Yeah. Quentin Nelson is the best interior lineman prospect. I'll even throw centers in there that I've ever seen. This dude's a monster. I think his floor is like a 2-time All-Pro, and I think his ceiling is first ballot Hall of Famer, 20-year All-Pro, greatest
Well,
guard.
now is he a plug-in player or do you wait on him?
No. My thoughts with Quentin Nelson, if he was a tackle, he'd be number 1.
Yeah.
If
He would be the
Cleveland-
first overall pick.
If
Oh,
Cleveland
he
didn't
absolutely
need a
would.
quarterback so badly.
Yeah.
So this is perfect for Chicago, especially at 8, like unbelievable.
I agree. At 8, it's a great pick. They need to get Trubisky some help, especially if he is like their guy, the franchise guy.
Yeah.
He needs to be protected. Yeah, I think it's a great pick. I think it's a very smart pick.
Yeah, Trubisky's not the kind of guy that can survive without an offensive line. Very few quarterbacks can.
I don't
quarterbacks can.
I don't think any can.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got your exceptions, like the mobile ones that can throw on the run, but, you know, Trubisky really is going to need a lot. He's a pocket passer.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Good pick, Julian.
Yeah.
And that wraps up our first video of the NFL mock draft here on Knuckleheads. Tune in next week for the next edition. We'll go through picks 9 through 16. You get to hear more of these idiots just spew stupid stuff out of their mouth
How
and
dare you
we
say
say
that.
really smart things. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.